Da Nang City, Vietnam. I believe we all have a wonderful section this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, to get the keynote sections of our conference for the afternoon started, I would like to invite Dr. Phan Hoàng Long from University of Economics, the University of Da Nang, to chair for the plenary section. Please welcome Dr. Phan Hoàng Long.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to chair this afternoon plenary session. I would like to introduce Dr. Vidya Paramita. She's major in management marketing at Gajah Mada University in Indonesia. She's a distinguished scholar with a proven track record of academic excellence. As an established academic, Dr. Paramita has made substantial contribution to her field through numerous seminars and workshops focused on research, publication, and academic writing. She has authored 47 papers published in prestigious journals, including the Journal of Business Research, Journal of Retailing and Consumer Services, Marketing Letters, and the European Journal of Marketing, among others. She's also the editor-in-chief of the Journal of Indonesian Economy and Business at Gajah Mada University, the first business school in Indonesia to receive an AACSB international accreditation. At MICA 2024, she will deliver her keynote session titled The Double-Edged Sword of the Internet in the Social Marketing Context. Please welcome Dr. Vidya Paramita.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, respected participants and committees of MICA 2024. I think we had wonderful lunchtime with a very, very delicious food, and it became very hard for me now to wake everyone up because we're too full with a lot of good food. Yeah, thank you for the invitation for me to present some topics in the internet and digital marketing issue. I think. Yeah. So this is the topic that I'm going to explain. So this topic is based on two of my publications. One is published in Young Consumer Journal, and the other one published in International Journal of Advertising. Basically, we know that internet has provided us with a lot of opportunities, a lot of benefits, yeah, from the side of marketers and consumers as well. As marketers now, we gain like we are able to reach wider population. We are able to improve efficiency and accuracy in marketing strategies, and also understand consumer better than before. Yeah, as a consumers, likewise, yeah, we are now able to make better decision with a lot of information provided to us, and we are able to voice out our attitudes, our opinions, yeah, toward marketing strategies or products, services. Yeah, there are a lot of benefits we talk about. And we also see, yeah, this is part of the thing that we didn't have before the internet and social media growing, is the influencer. Yeah, I was just talking with Professor Ralph about influencer. And influencer, yeah, like we like it or not, yeah, it has special place in marketing discourse. Yeah, as we knew that in the past, probably we are getting skeptics about advertising, about any kind information that come from the marketers. Yeah, and influencer came, yeah, as a superhero for marketers, because uh, influencer came from the common people that actually they are posting a lot of contents. And we started to think that they are expert in some specific topic. We started to listen to them when we are about to make purchase. Yeah, and interestingly, yeah, consumer trust more on influencer compared to advertising come from the marketers. Yeah, but so here we can see that in Indonesia, yeah, the use of influencer apparently quite effective, yeah, in increasing brand awareness, in educating target consumers, selling products, and boosting follower count. Yeah, so there are a lot of benefits coming from this use of influencer, and this is happening only in the social media world, right? Another one is the UGC. Yeah, UGC is also something that we didn't have previously. Yeah, in the past, if we like a product, we just tell our friend, our family. Yeah, but with the social media, with the internet now, those kind of word of mouth communication becomes more and more powerful, because it reach wider audience. Yeah, it becoming more convincing. Yeah, so this UGC, yeah, in which defined as content created by the social media user that is regarded as more organic, more authentic. Yeah, it's more and more consumers are using this type of UGC, yeah, to consider about their purchase, to make their purchase decision, to evaluate products. Yeah, and also UGC is found like 60% more effective in boosting consumer engagement than marketer generated UGC. Yeah, this is a study by Influencer Marketing Hub. Yeah, it's kind of like research, I think research uh, organization or something. Okay. So those two are the benefits of having the social media marketing. This time, I want to talk more specific on the social marketing context. Yeah, why I'm interested in talking about social marketing context, because I think Indonesia and Vietnam, as we are developing countries, we share the same problems. Yeah, general problems, social problems. Yeah, for example, about food safety. Let's say safety, or about the, you know, like the mental health issue of the young generation, or about like the sustainability issues. Yeah, in which probably a little bit worse than in developed country, because they have like more established system, more support from the government. But in our country, it's probably on the way. Yeah, so those kind of social problems and social issues still need the help of the society, of our people. Yeah, we need to contribute a lot in those to solve those social issues and problems. um that's why, yeah, today actually I was wondering, like, how can, yeah, the social media help social marketers. yeah, in increasing the effectiveness or the efficiency, yeah, to solve those social issues and problems. Yeah, so social marketing, as you know, it's activities, it's marketing activities, yeah, but aimed at changing individual social behavior or to inviting, engaging individuals so they're willing to be more involved in solving social problems, right? So we need social marketing probably I can say more than uh, developed country, yeah, that has more established system, right? So that's why I think social marketing is something that is very important for us, yeah. And we here as a marketing scholars, uh, I think it is intriguing for us to think how can marketers contribute also and be more doing more research, think more about how marketing can improve this social, you know, social quality and social life, yeah, of our nations. Um, there are five factors, according to Weeby, 1951, yeah, that determine the effectiveness of a social campaign. The first one is force. Force is related to the individual themselves. Some people are more, you know, more have more empathic nature. Some people have more sensitivity toward social issues. They care more, yeah. So it's kind of like easier for social marketers to invite this kind of people. That's force. The second one is direction. Direction is like how and where we can participate. Yeah. For example, like some people probably, oh, I'm concerned about sustainability, about green behavior, about let's say food safety issue, but I don't know what to do. Yeah, what should I do? Where should I donate my money? Where should I register for voluntary job? I don't know. Yeah, so direction means that as a social marketers, we provide the direction for the people that, oh, if you're having concern on this issue, go this way, do this way. Yeah, that's the direction. So if, yeah, people that have social interest, yeah, if they don't know where to go, they will not do anything. Yeah. So that it means direction is very important as well. The third one is the distance. Yeah. The distance is okay. We know where to go. We know what to do, but to do this, we need a lot of money. We need a lot of cost. We'll need a lot of efforts. Then it will be harder for us to actualize, yeah, what we want to do, right? Let's say, oh, if you want to donate for food safety, you may have to travel to Ho Chi Minh City, or you won't do that because it's too far, it's too costly, yeah. But with internet, yeah, it's becoming like, you know, like easier. It reduces the cost, right? Because everyone can just do the, you know, like they can pay online, they can have the information and everything in the social media. The fourth one is the adequacy and compatibility, yeah. So it's like let's say me as a marketer, I'm trying to invite you for the participate in issue related to food safety, but you are not interested about this issue, so it will not be effective, right? Yeah, so with the social media, yeah, with the algorithm that they provide, I can map, oh, this individual have interest in food safety, those individual have more interest in green issue, yeah. So it will be more effective, the social marketing strategy. The fifth one is the social mechanism. Yeah, it's like ways for individual to participate in social program. It facilitate, it helps us. Yeah, it provide you with assistance if you are about to participate. So those things, yeah, are actually improved. Yeah, these five things, except one, force. Why? Yeah, we know that social media, beside the positive impacts and positive effects, social media has also the negative impacts. Yeah, among the negative impacts, I would like to highlight this. Yeah, social media has been related to this excessive internet use, yeah, that can lead to addiction, reducing social sensitivity, and also mental health issues. There are plenty of research about that, yeah, that I cannot mention in here. The second one is the artificial reality. Yeah, we don't post content, yeah, when we're at the low point of our life situation. Yeah, we will just post content where we can celebrate. Yeah, where we know that this post probably will attract admiration, will attract positive evaluation of other people. Yeah, it's this is kind of like, yeah, the something that artificial reality. Yeah, social media creates some sort of like artificial reality crafted through the content that we post. Yeah, in order to create positive impression about ourselves. The third one is that social media interaction may also nurture, grow some kind of like narcissistic tendency, yeah, in which we focus on self promotion, we focus on self oriented behavior, yeah, and then low empathy, egoistic, yeah, because when we post something, we care only about how people will see us. But sometimes we don't think like what will people feel, yeah, about our post. Yeah, so basically this is something we can call as a side effect of the social media itself. Related to force, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, uh, force can influence or can promote social nature of people. Yeah, if people have more empathy, more understanding, more social sensitivity. But with the growing of social media, we can we can uh, we can expect that nowadays people have reduced empathy, reduced what is it other orientation, yeah, orientation to others, reduce social sensitivity due to the social media itself. Yeah, so back to this slide. Yeah, in terms of force, yeah, actually social media has some substantial negative impact. Yeah, then as social marketers, what should we do? Yeah, if the people, yeah, the consumer that we target, now they lack of empathy, they lack of social sensitivity, how can we force them, or how can we motivate them, yeah, to be involved in a social programs if if we assume that they have less empathy, less social sensitivity, right? Yeah. Um, from my research, yeah, although empathy is, yeah, this is from my research and also from many research, yeah, it has been found that nowadays, yeah, it's hard. Empathy, although empathy used to be found to be one of the biggest emotion that affect social behavior, but now as a researcher we need to explore more about explore more types of motivation of emotions that can promote social behavior, because empathy is somewhere probably drifted away, yeah, from the young generation. Yeah, I think it is better for us to think about other type of positive emotion that can enhance social behavior or social behavior intention of the young people. With the rising, so here we can see that in general, yeah, usually social marketing, yeah, expose this type of picture to invite or to grow empathy, yeah, to stimulate empathy for the audience. But as I mentioned earlier, due to the social media, yeah, and the excessive use of the social media, now consumer becoming more narcissistic, more less social sensitivity and less empathy. Will this kind of picture will still effective, right? It's a big question. And likewise, yeah, with the rising consumer narcissism, these strategies effectiveness, yeah, declines due to the increasing of self-orientation and egoistic attitudes, yeah, as previous studies shows. So various studies also find that empathy is not the only positive emotion leading to social behavior. Yeah, so uh, probably social marketers, yeah, we can start to exploit to use other types of positive emotions such as gratitude, pride, and compassion. Yeah, because they can also, yeah, encourage social behavior. So this is kind of like other potential strategy we can use. So instead of putting those picture to invite or to grow empathy, to stimulate empathy, we may also think, yeah, what kind of picture, what kind of image that can grow this kind of emotion, such as gratitude, pride, and also compassion, right? Instead of the empathy itself. Another thing, yeah, with the growing or increasing narcissistic tendency, lack of empathy, yeah, we can use this type of strategy such as providing recognition, yeah, because by providing recognition, yeah, it may invite or it may fit the need of the consumer, of the people, yeah, the need of appreciation, the need of being recognized, yeah, to be involved in some social marketing. In the past, if we do something like social goods, yeah, or social behavior, we don't want other people to see. We don't want other people to see. Yeah, we'll keep it ourselves. Yeah, because this is between us. It's because of our genuine feeling toward the victim. But now probably it's not. Yeah, several research have shown that, yeah, the intention of people or the behavior of people to donate or to participate in a social program increase if we provide them with recognition, and it's even more if the recognition is publicly visible. Yeah, so it is clear from this study that doing some social behavior is no longer something out of empathy. There is additional need that the consumers want to satisfy, being recognized and moreover publicly. Yeah. Okay. And then social status. Yeah. One of the main characteristic of the narcissistic personality is that they always want to be seen as having high social status, yeah, to be seen as highly respected. Yeah, therefore, yeah, narcissistic consumers are motivated to spend money to enhance their public status. Therefore, their donation decision are also driven by the desire to boost public status. Yeah, although typically less inclined to donate, they are more likely to do so if the donation is linked to a reputable entity and enhancing their social status. That's why I think, yeah, nowadays marketers, social marketers, they have the need to build their organization reputation, yeah, because uh, it will also increase the intention to donate, yeah, for general people, because they will feel that they are associated with a reputable entity. Another way, yeah, this is based on my research published in the Young Consumer through an experimental design, yeah, we can use some public figure with high reputation. Yeah, so if we use public figure with a high reputation to ask for donation or for social behavior, yeah, they will be more likely to join, to participate, because they feel connected with this public figure, with this high reputable figure. Okay, that's one thing. Oh, okay, so yeah, I think uh, as to conclude, yeah, the social media, yeah, have produced some negative impacts, especially related to the force, yeah, related to the those kind of negative personalities such as narcissism, yeah, lack of empathy, lack of social sensitivity. But yeah, it doesn't mean that it will have negative impact on social media marketing. Sorry, on social marketing. Yeah, if the social marketers we understand this, yeah, we adjust our strategy, we can also increase, yeah, the social participation of the consumers, yeah, by employing some strategies that fit more with the characteristic of the consumers or the audience. Yeah, so I think that's about this topic. Yeah. And next, before the question, yeah, I would like to present about the journal. Yeah, I would like to introduce my journal a little bit. Okay, so yeah, right. So this is thank you for inviting me. So I'm standing here as the editor-in-chief of Journal of Indonesian Economy and Business, and also as the head of the publication unit from Gajah Mada University. We have two Scopus Index journal. Both of them are in Q3. So one is the Journal of Indonesian Economy and Business, and the other one is the Gajah Mada International Journal of Business. Yeah, so I would like to. This is our editorial board members. Yeah. Yeah. The main thing is I would like to invite all of you to submit to our journal. We welcome submission, and we are very honored to be able to cooperate with Micah this year, to invite all of the audience, and later the committee will select 20 papers, yeah, to be submitted to our journal, and we will have a fast track publication for the journal. And this is the editorial board member of our journal. And yeah, one thing I need to clarify, although the name of the journal is Journal of Indonesian Economy and Business, but you don't have to be using Indonesian data for this. Yeah, so you can use Vietnamese data or other countries. That's okay, but as long as, yeah, you can put some more discussion and implication that related to Indonesian context. So we are not that strict. It has to be Indonesian data, but as long as it can be connected to the context relevant to Indonesia, yeah, probably the author need to put more effort, yeah, on putting the discussion to relate to Indonesian context, yeah, so that should be fine. Or if it's possible, or it's even better if we can have like, let's say, comparative study between Vietnam and Indonesia, that will be very, very good. Okay, and then yeah, this is this day. I think I will just go through this. Yeah, we only publish 3 issues a year. Yeah, but this day the our rejection rate is increased a lot. In 2023 we received a lot of submissions, so I think this is a very good opportunity for you, because we have collaboration with MICA. I think that will fasten the process of the review, yeah, because there will be a fast track. And yeah, so here is the profile of our journal in Scopus. You may check this, and it's also indexed in Web of Science. Okay, this is the citations matrix, and this is the acceptance rates, I think, figure. Yeah. Okay, so you may visit this link for the policy and selection. Okay. All right. Oh, related to the AI, yeah, we allow to use AI, but only for minor part. Let's say for language editing, for language improvement, yeah. But we don't accept paper that that made by AI, yeah. So it has to be original, and we use the Turnitin. The Authenticate AI checker for the for every paper that is submitted to us. Okay, and then yeah, this one. Sorry. Okay, I think that's all from us. It's too long. Let me just close this one. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions or comment, yeah, please.
Thank you so much. Have very nice to hear you, and your presentation is just not a question, but it's just a discussion. As I thinking, and then I'm doing my own research, I think that social media is make the people have the opportunity to connect each other. And then, for example, like your example in donation, that now we can donate very small amount of money. So there are something called the crowdfunding. Yes, and there are something I do research about young people is that we have 2 ways to process the information, right? The first way is we use a lot of logic to process information, to process the message. The second way is we don't have to pay, we don't put the effort in that. We do it in very low, how to say, low involvement. Yes, and then so that we we don't use the logic. We don't focus more in logic. And then I somehow is suitable with the social media. The people just see the photo, they feel emotionally and donate amount of money immediately. Or in Vietnam right now, there are a lot of young people sharing the contents. This is a fact, but it's touched the emotional in the first time they saw. So I think it combine your speak with the theory of, I think it's the elaboration likelihood model is perfect to have a lot of stuff for more research, especially for young people donation and the young people, giving behavior through social media. And as you know that if with the small like you can send some online certificate for them to immediately share or immediately say something that I already do it, then it will be more and more small donation will in the future with the support of social media. Thank you so much.
Is the narcissism is a social problem, and if it's a yes, then is that a ethical problem if we use people who have social problem to fix a social problem, or is it a ethical problem when we use them as all the strategy that you have said? Will it like pushing them to show more that narcissism? Thank you.
Maybe may I answer first those two questions? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, thank you for the discussion. Yeah, I think yeah, well, you're right. I agree that nowadays the research in this social marketing, yeah, especially in social media context, is they produce a lot of mixed finding. Yeah, it's like well, with the use of emotion, yeah, people nowadays like everything is so fast. Yeah, the information comes so fast, and most of the decision through social media is impulsive. Yeah, there have been found in the literature as well. Um, Probably that would be like a good topic for research. Yeah, whether um, which effect is more prevalent. Yeah, whether the narcissistic characteristic compared to the stimuli provided by the social marketers, which one comes stronger, right? Because this narcissistic seems to be embedded, yeah, in our daily life. It becomes like motivating us to posting in social media and our way of life these days. We see this as normal, yeah. But when it comes to donation, whether it's still it's is it still effective or not if we try to induce their empathy through picture, while yeah the individual themselves have a very strong narcissistic tendency. So you're right. I agree with the ELM. Yeah, that will be like a nice theory to frame. Yeah, looking forward for research collaboration in the future. Thank you. And the next one is also interesting question. Is it ethical or not to to solve social problem from these antisocial individuals? Yeah. Um, well, I think it's hard to answer whether it's ethical or not, but in this situation, I see this as a minimizing the negative impact of narcissistic. Yeah, because we know that narcissistic behavior have a lot of negative impact, but in this time, let's see the good side of the, narcissistic personality or narcissistic individuals. Yeah, make them useful for the solving the social problems. Yeah, for participating in more social related program. I think uh, because several studies have shown that most of social media users are narcissistic. Yeah, the more you use social media, the more narcissistic you are. That's the study. Yeah, that's why I think it's no longer an option. Yeah, if we want to use social media, then we have to handle with this type of people. Yeah, that's why as a social marketers, yeah, I think we don't have that. We don't. There's no other option rather than employing such strategy that is effective. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the what I'm thinking as well. Yeah. Otherwise, if we don't want to deal with narcissism, maybe we need to go another way, right? Like the old day, we used to promote social programs through conventional channels, yeah, in which probably we will see people with less narcissistic personality. But using the conventional way means that we don't reach wide population, means that uh, less effective, less efficient way, right? So in one way, in one hand, social marketers are forced to use social media. At the same time, we are forced to deal with narcissistic individuals. That's why there is a compromise, win-win solution, I think. Yeah, thank you so much for your question. I think because time is up, thank you so much for listening, for being awake, although it's hard. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vidya Paramida, for sharing your knowledge. Ladies and